Hold on tight, coin collectors. You won't believe the hidden treasures lurking in 1965, 1966, and 1967 Washington quarters. These rare coins could be worth thousands, even tens of thousands, and today, we're revealing the secrets behind the most valuable ones. Stay tuned to find out how these ultra-rare coins could make you a fortune. What if I told you that a 1966 Washington quarter, one of the most unassuming coins in your pocket, could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars? Sounds unbelievable, right? But trust me, hidden among your spare change could be a quarter that holds far more than just 25 cents. Stick with me as we dive into the world of the 1966 Washington quarter, uncover its incredible history, and reveal the rare mistakes and variations that could make you a coin collector's hero. You won't want to miss how some of these rare coins are commanding serious money in today's market. Get ready to discover the true value of your pocket change. This could be the start of a fortune. The Washington Quarter, an American classic. The Washington Quarter is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. First minted in 1932, it features the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Over the years, the design has remained largely unchanged, making it a staple in American currency. But, when we focus on the 1966 quarter, we find a pivotal year in the history of coinage, and the events of that year give us an exciting look at why this coin can be so valuable. The history of the 1966 quarter. In 1965, the U.S. government made a drastic change to the composition of many coins, including the Washington quarter, due to a coin shortage. Instead of the traditional 90% silver, the new coins, including the 1966 quarter, were made of a copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel. This shift was a response to rising silver prices and economic pressures, and it marked the end of the era of silver coinage in the U.S. for a time. The rare 1966 quarter, errors and variations. Although most 1966 quarters are relatively common and worth only face value, a few special errors and rare variations exist that can make the coin worth far more, sometimes worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. If you happen to come across one of these rare specimens, it could be a major find. Let's explore the most valuable varieties and errors found in the 1966 quarter. 1. The 1966 double die obverse. One of the most famous and valuable errors in coin collecting is the double die obverse, and this error has been known to appear in 1966 quarters. In the case of the 1966 double die obverse, the design on the coin was struck twice, causing a double image that is visible in the details of George Washington's portrait and the inscriptions on the coin. This error is due to the die becoming misaligned during the minting process, resulting in an overlapping image on the coin. The 1966 double die obverse quarter is extremely rare, and finding one can be a game-changer for any collector. The value of these coins can range from $500 to $1,500 or more, depending on the degree of doubling and the condition of the coin. Well-preserved examples of this rare error can be worth even more. If you happen to find one of these in your collection or pocket change, you could be holding on to an incredibly valuable piece of American numismatic history. 2. The 1966 SMS, Special Mint Set, Quarter. In 1965, 1966, and 1967, the U.S. Mint produced special mint sets, SMS, instead of proof coin sets. These SMS coins were struck with a higher level of precision than regular circulation coins, and they have a distinct, mirror-like finish that makes them stand out. The 1966 SMS quarters were made in limited quantities and are highly prized by collectors. While they may not feature a dramatic error, their unique minting process makes them valuable. In mint condition, a 1966 SMS quarter can be worth anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500, but in near-perfect condition, some of these quarters have sold for more. If you have an SMS quarter in your collection, it's definitely worth getting it evaluated, as its value can increase significantly based on its grade. 3. The 1966 No Mint Mark Coin. Another intriguing feature to look out for is the 1966 quarter with no mint mark. Typically, quarters minted in 1966 at the Philadelphia Mint did not carry a mint mark, while those minted at the Denver Mint were marked with a D. However, some of these no mint mark coins are believed to have been struck at the Philadelphia Mint during certain periods when mint marks were left off by mistake. While these coins are not as rare as the double die obverse or SMS quarters, they can still fetch a premium price. Coins in excellent condition can sell for $50 to $100, with some examples reaching higher values if they are graded well. 4. 1966 quarter error, struck through die crack. In addition to the more well-known errors, collectors have found struck-through die cracks on some 1966 quarters. A die crack occurs when a crack forms in the die that strikes the coin. As the die continues to strike the coin, the crack can leave an impression on the coin, creating an error that can be quite valuable. Coins with these errors are rare, and depending on the size and location of the crack, they can command prices from $50 to several $100s. Grading and condition, how it affects the value. As with all rare coins, the condition and grade of your 1966 quarter will directly affect its value. A coin that has been well preserved in uncirculated condition will always be worth more than one that has been heavily worn or damaged. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS 70, and the better the grade, the higher the price. MS 63, a well-circulated but still visually appealing coin, could be worth $50 to $100. MS 65, a highly attractive coin with only minor flaws, can be worth $100 to $500 or more. MS 67 or higher, exceptional, flawless coins in perfect condition. These could be worth thousands of dollars, especially if they feature rare errors or variations. The future of the 1966 quarter's value. As time passes, the demand for rare coins continues to grow, especially those tied to important years in American history, such as 1966. The 1966 Washington quarter, with its potential for errors, unique minting processes, and historical significance, will likely remain a highly collectible coin for years to come. As more collectors seek to expand their collections, the value of well-preserved or error-filled coins may continue to rise. Hold on tight, coin collectors and enthusiasts. You're about to uncover a hidden gem from 1967 that's worth way more than just a few quarters. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that could fetch you thousands of dollars, or even more, depending on its rarity and condition. Sounds unbelievable? Well, you're about to learn why the 1967 Washington quarter dollar could be the ultimate find in your collection. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just someone looking for a piece of history, this coin has the potential to skyrocket your collection's value. Keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot the most valuable 1967 quarter, and possibly find one that could make you a small fortune. The history behind the 1967 Washington quarter. Before diving into the value, let's take a step back in time and understand the history of the 1967 Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington, on the 200th anniversary of his birth. It quickly became a staple of American currency. What makes the 1967 quarter so valuable? Now, let's get into the real excitement. What makes the 1967 Washington quarter so valuable? This coin is interesting because it had a rather unique feature that collectors didn't expect at the time. A few rare mistakes and limited minting variations occurred, making the 1967 quarter worth way more than the usual 25 cents. Minting errors. Like many rare coins, one of the key reasons behind the 1967 quarter's inflated value is the presence of minting errors. Mistakes made by the U.S. Mint during production can drastically increase a coin's rarity and value. For example, some 1967 quarters were struck with a double die or errors in the minting process, leading to features that were not intended. These error coins can sell for thousands of dollars at auction depending on how prominent the error is and its condition. Silver composition. While the 1967 quarter was made of a clad composition rather than pure silver, some collectors still find it desirable. Although the composition is not silver, the rarity of some 1967 quarters in mint condition or with errors means collectors are still keen on paying top dollar for them. In 1967, the U.S. Mint was producing quarter dollars in a copper-nickel clad composition, but other variations may be linked to special silver-plated quarters that were released into circulation as part of limited runs. Condition. As with all coins, the condition of a 1967 Washington quarter plays a huge role in its market value. Coins that are in mint state or that have been well preserved are worth more than those that show signs of wear and tear. A coin in uncirculated or proof condition can easily sell for several hundred to several $1,000s. The most valuable 1967 quarters on the market. 1967 Washington quarter with mint errors. One of the most valuable types of 1967 quarters are those that show noticeable minting errors. A 1967 quarter with a double die error, where the design was struck twice, creating a blurry or doubled image, can fetch between $500 and $2,000 depending on the severity of the error and the coin's condition. Proof-like 1967 quarter. A proof-like 1967 Washington quarter that has been carefully stored or never circulated can fetch upwards of $500 or more. These coins have a sharp, reflective surface and a higher level of detail, which are highly prized by collectors. High-grade 1967 quarter, in exceptional condition, a 1967 quarter with a grade of MS 65 or higher can sell for $100 to $500. If it happens to be an error coin or has an unusual minting flaw, the price can rise exponentially. Specially minted 1967 quarter, some special editions or quarters minted with particular variations have been known to increase in value. If you're lucky enough to find a minted coin that was part of a limited run, such as a coin issued for a commemorative set, it can be worth much more than the average 1967 quarter. These have been known to fetch $1,000 or more at auctions. How to spot a rare 1967 Washington quarter. As we've seen, not all 1967 quarters are created equal. But how do you spot one that's worth more than just 25 cents? Here are some tips for identifying a valuable 1967 quarter. Examine the mint mark. Check the mint mark on the reverse side of the coin. A quarter with a mint mark from certain locations could be worth more depending on the scarcity of that mint mark. The mint marks to look for are D, Denver, S, San Francisco, and no mint mark, Philadelphia. San Francisco minted coins in uncirculated conditions tend to be rarer. Check for errors. Look closely at the design on both the obverse, front, and reverse, back, of the coin. A double die error or off-center strike could significantly increase the value of your 1967 quarter. If the design appears doubled or shifted, it's worth getting a professional appraisal. Grade the coin. The better the condition, the higher the value. A MS 63 to MS 65 grade is desirable, but a coin in perfect or mint condition, graded as MS 70, could skyrocket the price to thousands. Be sure to inspect the coin for scratches, dings, or discoloration. Consult a professional. If you're uncertain about the value or rarity of your 1967 quarter, consulting a professional numismatist or visiting a reputable coin dealer can help. They can authenticate errors and give you an accurate appraisal. Imagine holding a quarter in your hand, a simple, common coin. But what if I told you that some 1965 Washington quarters are worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, buckle up, because in this video, we're diving into the exciting world of rare coins, and you won't believe how much a 1965 quarter could be worth if you know what to look for. From hidden errors to rare minting secrets, this coin is far more valuable than most people think. Stick around to discover the true treasure hidden in your pocket change. It could change your financial future forever. The Washington Quarter, a coin with legacy. The Washington Quarter is an iconic piece of American currency that has been in circulation since 1932. Featuring the profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, this quarter is instantly recognizable. However, when we zoom in on the 1965 Washington Quarter, a twist in history emerges. It was during this time that some unique and rare characteristics made certain coins stand out in the market, transforming them from a simple 25-cent piece into a collector's dream. The coin's history, a transition year. 1965 was a pivotal year in U.S. coinage history. The U.S. government faced a coin shortage, leading to a decision that would forever change the makeup of the American quarter. For the first time in U.S. history, the 1965 Washington quarter was minted with a copper-nickel composition instead of the traditional silver. This marked the end of the silver era for many coins, including the quarter, which had been made of 90% silver up until that point. The 1965 Washington quarter was composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a more cost-effective blend during a time of economic pressures. The rare 1965 quarter, errors and variations. Most 1965 quarters aren't worth much more than their face value of 25 cents. However, there are certain rare and highly sought-after variations that could make you the lucky owner of a coin worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Understanding these errors and differences is key to identifying the real treasures. 1. The 1965 Double Die Obverse. Perhaps the most exciting and valuable 1965 quarter error is the double die obverse. In this rare instance, the die used to strike the coin was misaligned during the minting process, causing the designs to be doubled. This error creates a distinct ghosting effect on the features, especially on George Washington's portrait and the lettering around the edge of the coin. A 1965 double die obverse quarter can be worth anywhere from $500 to $1,000, depending on its condition. Some particularly well-preserved examples have been known to fetch higher prices at auction. 2. The 1965 no mintmark coin. If you come across a 1965 quarter without a mintmark, you may have discovered a rarity. While most quarters from this year were struck at either the Philadelphia Mint, no mintmark, or the Denver Mint, D mintmark, the Philadelphia Mint produced a small number of coins that do not have any mintmark at all. This unusual trait could be a sign that the coin was struck on a special press or during a unique time in the production cycle. Though these coins are relatively scarce, they are not nearly as valuable as the double die obverse, but they can still command prices of $50 to $100 or more in certain conditions. 3. The 1965 SMS, Special Mint Set, Quarter. The Special Mint Sets, SMS, were produced in limited quantities by the U.S. Mint to replace the proof sets. The 1965 SMS quarters are highly coveted by collectors due to their distinctive finish, which gives the coin a mirror-like appearance that differs from regular circulation pieces. These SMS coins were struck with more precision than typical circulation quarters, and they often show clearer, more defined details. The 1965 SMS quarter is one of the most sought-after coins from that era and can fetch up to $500 to $1,000 in mint condition. If you find one, make sure it is properly authenticated, as its value depends on both its rarity and condition. 4. Uncirculated 1965 quarters. Coins that have never been circulated, and are therefore in pristine condition, are also highly valuable. A 1965 quarter that remains in mint state, MS, especially in grade MS 65 or higher, can be worth considerably more than a typical circulated coin. High-grade uncirculated 1965 quarters can reach $50 to $100, and those in perfect condition can go for even more. The rarity of these coins comes from the fact that most quarters from the time were used extensively in everyday transactions, meaning fewer survived in mint condition. The factors that impact the value of your 1965 quarter. While some 1965 quarters are worth only a fraction more than face value, others can fetch serious amounts. The key factors that influence their value include condition. Like all collectible coins, the value of a 1965 quarter is heavily influenced by its grade or condition. Coins in excellent condition with sharp, well-defined features will be worth more than those that are worn or damaged. Rarity. The fewer of a particular variation or error there are, the more valuable the coin becomes. Errors like the double die obverse or unique minting flaws are rare and highly prized by collectors.